Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you have not like and subscribe the channel, please like and subscribe the channel. This is the place where you can learn Microsoft Intune. Today in this video, I am going to share you something important which actually you need to take action and determine how SMIME certificate lookup you can set priority through the policy. This is very important. You have to do by 29th August 2025. Today is 30th August, so make sure you have to. I'm sure you've already done it, or because the change will begin rollout from. It's already started big from yesterday. So so as you can see, this is Microsoft Intune. You can where you can find this information. So if you are able to log into this Intune portal, you can directly go to here. And if you go to the service health and message center, you must have received, or you if you have already subscribed this message, then you will there. So you see this is plan for change. There are so many changes. I am gonna speak so, and it has been published on 28th June. Yeah, so if you open this one, and let's zoom in a little bit so that you can see, right? So what actually Microsoft is introducing, right? So you can read all this information and what you have to do, what you can do to prepare if you are using the certificate based authentications for accessing the Microsoft uh, productivity application. So I'm not gonna read this one, so let's close this one, but I'm just showing you. So Microsoft is actually introducing a new Intune policy that allow admins to define the priority, right, in order for the SMIME certificates lookup in Outlook mobile. And this gives organizations or your company to give more control over how certificates are selected when multiple sources are available, and this will improve the security, flexibility, and alignment with the internal security practices, right? So as I mentioned, this will happen. The change will begin by rolling out from Microsoft on August 29, 2025. So you have to do and make sure how your organizations is affected by this change. So you know, right, with this update, right, being as an Intune admin, you can configure a new Intune policy. So I will gonna show you in this video how you can create a new Intune policy to control the order, the order of the certificates, right, in which SMIME certificates are retrieved from the different sources. And by default, just for your information, this policy is off by default if it's not configured. Outlook mobile will continue using the default lookup order. So by default, it's off. So what you have to do to prepare this switch. So once the policy become available, you can configure it using the using some configurations. As I have mentioned, you can go and always see here, and if you click this one, you will see this policy. So let's be open, and if you see, this is the key. So what you have to do, you have to copy this one, right, and you have to remember the, or maybe you copy the type string and the value, whatever, like contacts, GAL, device, LDAP, format, default, all these example you can set to 2301 depend on. So I will set two devices, right? So because I'll be doing device certificates, right? So if you want to learn more about this, how configuring the SMIME settings if you are using the certificate based authentications, then you have to read this article, how you can customize the behavior for the Outlook iOS in your Exchange organization. And this is only for the if you are using the certificate based authentication and having multiple sources. So you have to go here, right? Go to the apps, since we are talking about apps, and then go to the configurations, create, and you can create a managed app, right? So you can click this one and you select the Outlook. Oh, sorry, you have to go to the app configurations. Let's go to iOS configuration, create manage devices, and select iOS. Similar you can do for uh, so I'll select Outlook mobile app config for SMIME, and here you have to select the Outlook application, right? So if you have published, I think I don't have the Outlook application added, but if you have this one application, you have to select the application. I think without this it will not go. So let's add here. But you need to understand before what is the maybe you wondering what is SMIME certificates. So this certificate, the SMIM, I have already made video in detail to understand about what is SMIM certificates. So this is certificates you can use for secure and multi-purpose internet mail extension, specifically for the mail extension. It is a digital certificate used to encrypt, if you want to encrypt and digitally sign email messages if for security purpose, right? Ensuring their confidentiality, integrity, and the authenticity of the sender. It uses public and private key paired to encrypt messages so only the intended recipient can read them, and create a digital signature, ensure that it verify the sender identity and prove the email hasn't been altered. So it's mostly used by encryption, decryptions, digital signing, verification. So if you're using the SIM certificates, you can encrypt and digitally sign the certificates, so that the benefits of it will prevent sensitive information from being seen by unauthorized individual. It will ensure the integrity, authenticity, and trust between sender and the receiver, right? So this is mostly used by to protect against the email tampering and the phishing and corporate impersonation, right? So where you can use the SMIM, say I'll quickly show you, and then I will add the application, and then I will show you as well. So let's go to iOS, create a configurations, and create a new policy. Okay, and select the templates, and you see here this PKCS skip certificates and all the trusted certificates and all. Let's select the email. Okay, and create this one, and I'll give SIM config, because we were just selecting Outlook, right? So you have to select the Outlook and all these outlook.office.com. Email you can give name corporate email. I'm just giving a name SMTP. User principal authentication mentions certificates. Right here you have to select and make sure you have the certificate published, because the certificate based on the current. I'm not selecting this one. And oath I want to enable. You see here exchange active sync email setting, right? So by default it's a disable SMIM. To enable, certificate is required. So if you enable, then you say signing certificates allow user to change the all these enable or disable signing certificates. You want to add the certificates, then if you select, then you have to add the signing certificates, how the email will be signed, or you select not and right. But make sure the certificate should be there. Allow user to change the setting, encrypt. Either you can use the third party or your on premise certificate. So all these settings will be enabled, and you can enable and disable based on your choice. But this is how I have also, while pushing the Outlook or the email, you can select the SMIM certificate. This will apply to uh, the email and or native native iOS client. Now let's go to apps. Let's add one application. Create. I think it's there. So let's go to iOS store. Search App Store. Outlook. Why no application? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, sorry. something went wrong, sorry for that. So let's search for App Store, Microsoft Outlook. You see here Outlook, add. I'm not going to do it anything, just create now. So I have added application here. Now let's go to the application, iOS, and configurations, create manage devices. So, and here in the manage devices you have to Outlook config. Okay, and here I'm selecting iOS. Now it will show Outlook. Okay, because I have just published earlier, you must have remembered that it was not showing there. Now select iOS, and now you see the configuration designer or XML data. So whatever you can select based on your, you can configure this configuration designer here as per your choice, whatever you want to configure it, right? Here you can see this is only apply for your Outlook application. And now here what you have to do, you have to copy from let me duplicate this so that I will show you. So the configuration key and value, as I mentioned, it was there string, and the value you can put 0 1 2 3, right? So if you go to here and go to service connection, if you message that, if you open that message, right, so you see the key you just have to copy this one. Let me copy for you. Okay, and the type is string, and the accepted value I want to put 2, right? So the configuration I'll put 2, and the string I have, and the key should be this one. Let's save this one. Okay, once you save this one, rest all you can configure it, you already know. This will apply to your Outlook application, whatever changes you will do. But make sure if you're using the SMIM, you have to configure this. So let's open this one, go to the properties here, and you see here I have added this one. So com.microsoft.com mail.smim enable certificate lookup order string 2. So first lookup will look for the devices, okay, and then if you want to set for 1 or 0 or LDAP, or format should be it's not a SWIME. So this is how you have to do if you are using if you have a plan to use the certificate based authentication. You can define the priority like by setting 0 1 and 2. This is how you can do it. I hope you learned something new, how you can create a in this video, how you can create an app config for Outlook application, how you can enable the SMIM certificate, and also how you can add the application right from the Apple iOS store directly. Till then, thank you, have a good day, bye bye, take care.